Hey, Commanders fans, tune in because we've got some very important information coming and you need to know everything. Here on the channel, you'll find all the latest news about our team with breaking news and everything a true Commanders fan needs to know. So, first of all, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell because here you'll receive everything firsthand and never be out of date. Oh, and leave your like right now to strengthen this incredible community and show that Commanders fans are always there. No more ado, hang in there, because today's news is unmissable. Now, let's get straight to the point. Marshon Lattimore's horror show sparks one analyst's wild Commanders theory. Marshon Lattimore came under fire after a disappointing performance against the Green Bay Packers on Thursday Night Football. One NFL analyst went further, stating that General Manager Adam Peters should consider cutting his losses with the veteran cornerback. Lattimore was exposed by the Packers' pre-snap movements and explosive young wide receivers. He gave up several key plays, and his holding penalties were a sign of how the four-time Pro Bowler was struggling to keep up. It was a disappointing performance, especially after such an encouraging Week 1 performance against wide receiver Malik Nabers. This is the roller coaster Lattimore has been on since joining the Commanders. Now that teams have a plan to overcome him going forward, this worrying trend could continue. NFL analyst believes Commanders should consider trading Marshon Lattimore. Douglas Fritz of Clutch Points has seen enough. The analyst believes the Commanders should consider trading Lattimore. It won't be anything compared to the compensation they gave up to acquire him, but with his waning performance, he thinks ripping off the bandage now would be the best move for Washington. He seems to have two strengths right now, freeing receivers or committing a penalty. Maybe it's time to bring in a veteran free agent who can at least reach the average range. It's hard to imagine the Commanders getting much for Marshon Lattimore in a trade, but they could try. Even getting a younger player with some speed and lateral ability would help. Seeing Lattimore chase Dontavian Wicks downfield and being 5 or 7 yards away from him as he easily caught the ball was a frustrating and crucial play on Thursday. Lattimore's performance in Week 2 didn't meet the required standard, but trading him seems unlikely, at least not yet. He's still a top-notch player when he's fully fit. Those moments were rare in Washington, though his hamstring issue played a big part in that in 2024. That's no excuse these days. Lattimore needs to overcome this slump and cement his importance to the Commanders. Otherwise, the prospect of moving the defensive back elsewhere becomes much more realistic before the 2025 trade deadline. Commanders fans are nervous about new information about Jayden Daniels' injury. This is a bit concerning. Of all the injury concerns currently facing the Washington Commanders, none is more concerning than the knee injury suffered by quarterback Jayden Daniels. And after some rumors in recent days, new information from a source close to the team indicates that there's no smoke without fire. And it happened in a false call that went completely unnoticed by the officials on Thursday Night Football. Grant Paulson of 106.7 The Fan revealed that Daniels' knee injury was serious enough that he had to undergo an MRI after the game. This raised alarm among fans, but head coach Dan Quinn wouldn't confirm anything until he was back in shape after a long weekend of recovery. Jayden Daniels may miss practice time as the Commanders take extra precautions. The team source confirmed that Quinn will speak to reporters at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday. He also believes Daniels' knee complication could cause him to miss some practice before Week 3 against the Las Vegas Raiders. Dan Quinn will speak with reporters at 3:30 p.m. on Monday. Grant Paulson reported that Jayden had an MRI. From what I've heard, there are some concerns, but nothing serious. I expect to hear from the DQ, if not sooner, and Jayden will likely miss some practice time. Considering that Daniels and wide receiver Terry McLaurin are already working on recovery in an effort to improve their chemistry, this is far from ideal. At the same time, the Commanders can't afford to take any risks. They need their starter on the field. If that means taking precautions throughout the week, it's a small price to pay. Daniels is capable of playing through pain. He proved that last season after suffering a broken rib against the Carolina Panthers. A knee injury poses a much bigger problem, especially for someone who relies so heavily on his athleticism to get the job done. It's an anxious time for Commanders fans. They've already lost defensive end Dietrich Wise Jr. and running back Austin Ekeler for the season. Noah Brown and John Bates both suffered groin injuries, so their respective statuses are still unclear. But these are insignificant compared to Daniels. Nick Jibvala of The Athletic also believes the injury occurred on what appeared to be a hip drop tackle. The officials missed it, which only infuriates fans even more. This is the play on which Jayden Daniels appeared to limp slightly. The Commanders and Browns could reach a trade deal involving Jerome Ford. The NFL market could heat up in the coming weeks, and one of the names emerging as a potential target for the Washington Commanders is running back Jerome Ford, currently with the Cleveland Browns. According to league sources, the Browns have compiled a list of 7 players eligible for trade during the 2025 regular season, and Ford is among them. With the recent devastating injury to Austin Ekeler, who suffered a ruptured Achilles tendon and is out for the rest of the year, Washington is emerging as one of the teams most interested in seeking an immediate reinforcement for the backfield. The situation in the Commanders' running attack has become tenuous. The team released Brian Robinson Jr., betting on rookie Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, but Ekeler's absence has left the rotation weakened. Currently, the backup options are Jeremy McNichols and Chris Rodriguez Jr., who, while hardworking, still lack the confidence to carry the rushing load throughout the season. That's where Jerome Ford comes in. The 25-year-old running back is entering the final year of his contract this season and could be traded without major obstacles, as the Cleveland Browns boast one of the deepest backfields in the NFL. The Ohio team has been giving more space to rookie Quinton Judkins and 4th-round pick Dylan Sampson, who has shouldered most of the carries in the first few weeks, which could pave the way for Ford's departure. For the Commanders, the arrival of Jerome Ford would be strategic. The long-term plan still involves Krosky-Merritt, but having an experienced running back like Ford would help share responsibilities, provide more security in the running game, and most importantly, alleviate pressure on the rookie. It's worth noting that the Commanders aren't the only ones interested in Ford, as other teams are monitoring the situation in Cleveland. However, considering the urgency to strengthen the position after the loss of Ekeler, Washington may be the most aggressive candidate at the negotiating table. Do you think Washington should invest in Jerome Ford to bolster the backfield, or would it be better to just focus on Krosky-Merritt's development and stick with what we already have on the roster? With Ekeler's injury, I believe Ford's arrival would be a smart move. He would bring immediate depth experience and help alleviate pressure on the rookie. He's not an impactful addition like a star running back, but he could provide the balance the running attack needs. Leave your opinions in the comments. Would you make this trade or stick with the current group? And of course, if you like the news, leave a like, as it really helps the channel grow and bring more content about the Commanders.